In 1951, approximately 3.7 million children were born in the United States. Some would go on to fame like Rush Limbaugh and Kurt Russell. But most were just babies with their stories yet to be written. One such child was James Max Reiboldt. Born into a dairy farming family in Neosho, Missouri, hard work was ingrained as a way of life from the crib. Max established two truths early on. He loved baseball, and he probably would not stay on the farm. In 1957, the World Series was a battle between the New York Yankees and the Milwaukee Braves. Max, just 6 years old at the time, decided to support the Braves and never traded his team to this day. And years later, when a job opportunity arose in Atlanta, Georgia, the job was second on the list of deciding factors. In 1969, Max went off to Harding University to learn to become a CPA, but also found time playing on the Harding baseball team, where his love for baseball only deepened, and still today he enjoys meeting friends who love the game as much as he does. Before college, Max wanted to become a veterinarian, but accounting would become his ultimate focus. Who knew that after accounting jobs in Atlanta, Dallas, and Shreveport, Louisiana, he would return one day to Atlanta to join a small consulting company called the Coker Group. That was a family decision, but also his conspiracy to keep family close, and I'm sure he never imagined how close they would actually be. And thanks to that decision, many people are now employed in one of the fastest growing healthcare consulting businesses in the U.S. What are the characteristics of a man who is able to make this happen?
I first met Max in 1992 when he became the chief financial officer for all of Mr. Coker's companies.
I've known Max for almost 20 years.
21 years.
I've known Max for 15 years.
I've known Max officially for 13 years. Just based on my interactions with Max, I could probably order his food for him at any restaurant. If I was to order for Max, it would be, I would like the salmon, well done. I want a salad, no cheese, no croutons, dressing on the side. So that's always funny. I always get a laugh because every time we go eat together, I can pretty much order for him.
When I first joined Coker, believe it or not, we didn't have laptops. We went with folders, and I'll never forget the time that John and I went to Max to ask him if we could get laptops, and he agreed to it, but it was with some conditions of increased productivity, and so it was kind of one of those things where we're looking back, you realize how far we've come as a company.
Fun memories of the early days. Well, back in the early days, Max would use these to dictate. He does still dictate. We no longer use the tapes, but these are some of my fond memories of Max back in those early days.
Some of my fun memories of the early days is just traveling with Max before the days of cell phones, and we'd get in a car and drive to go see clients, and then you have to pull over and use the bank of payphones, and I just really cherish that. Those times are great times for me.
Later in the years, Dad said Max was probably one of his best hires ever. And he always loved Max and really appreciated what he did for the company after Dad sold it to him. He said he went way beyond what he ever imagined Coker would ever be or do, and he was really very proud of that.
One word that I would use to describe Max is committed.
Tireless is a word I would use to describe Max.
One word I would use to describe Max is ethical.
Max is committed to this organization. He's committed to his family. He's committed to us as employees and partners. He's committed to the Lord. I'm just thrilled to work with somebody that is that committed.
Max is extremely loyal to his people, and he truly cares for his employees, more than most probably know.
There's a gentleness about him too that's really sweet and endearing that I think a lot of his employees don't always get to see, but there's just a very gentle side of him with our kids and with us especially.
Steady. He's steady. Max is steady. I can be all over the place. I can be so nervous. I can be upset. And, he's just listening, and he will bring me back to earth.
There were two words. The first one I'd say for sure is integrity.
I would say driven, very focused, and when he gets something in his mind, he goes after it.
He's definitely a workhorse. He's a hard worker, so he's all about doing work and doing work well and working hard.
I think he's a kind person. He's got a big heart.
It's extremely easy to work for Max because on any given day he's working as hard, if not harder, for you. There's literally nothing that he would ask you to do that he wouldn't do himself. For me personally, he took a probably pretty big gamble on me. I think he probably got a tax break or something, but he did take a chance, and he took the time to teach me, and I was very honored and privileged to have that opportunity.
Max's favorite hobby or pastime, that's an easy one. It's definitely work.
That is easy. It's reviewing expense reports.
Oh, I know Max's favorite pastime is baseball.
Max's favorite hobby and only pastime is baseball.
1, 2, 3. We can say that. Yeah. Baseball.
For sure, baseball.
Baseball.
Playing baseball, watching baseball.
He likes to watch it. He likes to play it. He likes to talk it.
He's a baseball fan through and through.
I think my dad's hobbies, in order, the things that he's really passionate about would be Braves baseball, LSU football. Those could be tied for 1 and 2. His family.
He takes us to tons of baseball games, and not just in Georgia, but we get to go to other states and do it, which is really fun. What she said. I like the way when we go to baseball games, the ice cream's there. You get peanuts.
His family may be tied with God, and well, then I would put work up there maybe in one of those, but definitely Braves baseball.
He can run a mean vacuum too.
Yeah.
There's rarely
Cleaning.
a day goes by that he's not vacuuming something, even on vacation.
What baseball player would he want to be?
I have no idea.
Babe Ruth, I don't know.
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth?
Okay, I only know one baseball player, and that would be Chipper Jones. And he's probably 100 years old now, so,
Hank Aaron.
His favorite baseball player is Hank Aaron.
What baseball player would my dad be or want to be? I have to say Dale Murphy is one that jumps out.
He may be, and Terry may be the only one that would recognize this name, a Glenn Hubbard or a Mark Lemke type, and I know he loves Ozzy, so.
I would hope that he wanted to be somebody like Max Scherzer or somebody like that, somebody that's signed a nice $350 million contract, somebody that has signed a big contract and candidly is hurt most of the time and they don't have to play a lot, so they can just sit back and count their money.
The way Max dresses, well, he's definitely on the preppy side.
I call it old school stylish.
I think Max is a pretty snappy dresser. He's into, the suits and the ties and...
I fully expect Max to be on a family vacation and go to the pool in a 3-piece suit.
I will say that to see Max in jeans is a rarity. When I first started working with Coker 15 years ago, we weren't allowed to ever wear jeans. And I didn't even think Max owned a pair of jeans.
I don't know how I feel about the stripes on stripes on stripes. Striped shirts, striped ties, striped suits. Maybe a little bit of a fashion faux pas. But I think if anybody can pull it off, he pulls it off.
I've never been really personally offended by his dress, except for that unfortunate choice at the Mardi Gras themed Christmas party. I don't know if you've seen the picture.
I've never known someone that could pull off tapered sweatpants, a sweater, and headphones. It is really, really quite a style. It's unique.
He dresses nice for everything.
He does dress nice for everything.
Weird. I like the way that I like his ties. Yeah. I like his shoes. Yeah, and I also like his hair. It's gray like my dad's hair.
Instilled a big sense of style in myself, one that I hope to give to my kids. Unfortunately, I don't think they're following suit.
He actually puts a lot of thought into it, though, and you can tell, and so I think he wears it well.
I think very highly of the way he dresses and have sort of modeled my own style off of his.
So here's the thing, we all know Max is never going to retire, but he will hopefully always do what he loves.
Max, I just want you to know how much you and Kay and the family mean to us. Brenda and I, we love you guys.
Max, I appreciate the opportunity that you gave me 13 years ago.
We greatly appreciate all that you've done for us, not only as a business leader, but the leader of our family.
I just want to say thank you for the opportunities you've afforded me personally over the years.
Max, you know that I care a lot about you. I appreciate all you've done for me and my family and how much you've done for Coker.
So what I'd like to say to my dad is a big thank you. Thank you for making me the man I am and for allowing me to progress to where I have in my life.
Thank you for being such a great role model with your family and in Christ.
I am very thankful I took the leap and took a job with Coker. At that time, never would I have expected to be here for 13 years, and I cannot say thank you enough.
I am absolutely thrilled that you're going to be around and continuing to work and be a part of the team for a long time.
I really appreciate your patience and humor in a lot of different situations, and I'm looking forward to learning under your leadership for many more years to come.
You leave a legacy for your company, you leave a legacy for your children, you leave a legacy for your grandchildren that can be unmatched.
When you can't fly on all those Delta flights anymore, then hopefully I can help you out and continue to work together. Thanks a lot.
You are Coker to me.
I love you, Max. It's we.
Baseball players that Max would want to be, I would first ask what baseball is.
Let me redo that one if I can. Okay, yeah. Actually, can't do that one over again.
Inevitably, in the 90s, he was on the phone fussing at John because John had once again done something wrong.
Even though sometimes we're like at each other through the years. Just kidding.
But how long have you known Max?
Definitely since birth.
Gosh, I don't pass.
I'll try to make it funny or I'll cry.
Sorry.
Well, his favorite baseball player is... You walked right in when we were right in the middle of our shooting.
Okay.
Look at me.
Are y'all driving up to North Carolina?
Yeah, and Daddy's wondering where I am.
Gaze upon me. Make it awkward, Michelle.
That's right. He dresses like he's 100.
Okay, we're done?
That's it? Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right, easy enough.